everyone, my name is Catherine. I'm a stylist and a sharpener at Sheer Knowledge, and it sure feels really good to be back at work. I don't have to make videos in my basement anymore, and the reason why I decided to make this one is that over the last few weeks I had to sharpen quite a few pairs of longer shears, 6 and above, and all of them seem to have similar issues. And after talking to the stylists, their owners, I figured I'll make this video to actually show what we've been talking about. So when we as stylists go ahead and purchase longer shears, most of the time we expect our work to become more precise, to become faster, to become easier for us, and we definitely are looking for straight, longer lines. So what most stylists don't know, unfortunately, is that a lot of shears, the way they are made to cut from pretty much here to here, making the tip a little bit weaker. So the longer the shear, the weaker the tip gets. So when someone is trying to make a nice straight line, say going shear over comb. And the reason why I'm bringing up shear over comb is that there is less tension in here too than when you grabbing your hair with fingers. So I'm gonna twist it a little bit so it's a little bit more visible. So when we are going in to cut the line, we expect this whole surface to be one straight cut so that we can refer to our guide over here, drop the section, and then go, to the next section and following our guide do the whole haircut. Well, what happens in the case of the longer shear that does not have a really strong tip is that when we go in and we cut, the tip starts folding hair right here. So instead of getting the one nice straight line, we have a guide over here that had been folded, which makes it not a true guide anymore. So instead of going to the guide and to the next section, we actually have to drop way less hair, and we have to go back to the section, or to the point of the section where the hair was not folding anymore, which does not make our job any easier and any faster, and really it basically destroys the whole idea of the longer shear actually helping us. Same happens with the perimeter. When we go to cut the perimeter in dry hair or coarse long wet hair, the same thing happens. The tip folds the hair, and instead of getting one nice straight line, we get a really strange bob. So this brings me to the issue. When those shears were given to me, most of them were dull pretty much from here to here, telling me that the stylists using them were either trying too hard to cut into the section, or they were point cutting, or they were doing the regular cutting when they are used to using shorter shears. So say if my go-to pair is 575 or 5.5, and I'm going to cut the hair with the shear that's way longer, I would still utilize the technique for the older pair. So instead of going deeper in, I would still cut from here to here, giving me the cutting surface that is actually shorter that I'm used to, because the tip is not doing the work. So when we were talking about that and I explained the shears to them, I gave them this. So, hi Alex, these are the above shears. They are solid. So when we are going for a straight line, we get a straight line from the whole blade. So I'm going in Let me get a bigger section here. I'm going in and I cut a solid straight line. So now I can drop this, grabbing to this guide, and of course I don't do it this way, but just for the purpose of showing what's happening, then I kind of can go through the whole head with that same guide. So when I give my stylist these shears to hold and to play with on a client or on a mannequin head, they don't want to put them down because they were never told that this part is the only cutting part in some shears. So this is something to keep in mind. This is something to my stylist, this is something to keep in mind when you are shopping for shears. You cannot just take them and feel them, how well they feel in your hand, or how ergonomic they are, or how cool they look, and sharp and long and whatnot. You actually have to get into the hair and actually see whether or not they're cutting, because after you will have issues, and instead of, say the shear is super ergonomic, you will be putting way more pressure in it because you would be trying to make that tip cut and it wouldn't. So the natural instinct is to squeeze them harder and harder. So hello carpal tunnel. This is why it's so important to actually feel the shears instead of ordering them online or, word of mouth, whatever. Feel the shears and play with them and see whether or not they are executing the exact task that you're buying them for. So that pretty much concludes it. You guys have a good night. I'm going home. Bye.